Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I'm back to talk about all of the fragrances that I wore last week. So I wore a ton of oils this week because I just did my huge Al Rahab haul, and then I've got another huge haul video coming. This will go up before it does, but you are going to be seeing fragrances that I picked up in that haul in this video before that video goes up. So anyways, with that being said, I'm just gonna jump right in. So the first fragrance that I wore, I've got a couple in here that I wore because they were just sent over to me by a lovely subscriber. And this first one that she sent over is called Chai Eclair. This is it's from a brand called Monde Gourmand. And these are sold at Urban Outfitters. This one is so good. This one is more of like a warm, rich coconut scent. It's got a touch of spiciness to it, but really not a lot at all. I think the name chai is a little bit misleading for sure. It's definitely not like a chai fragrance. It's definitely more of a coconut fragrance, but it's a really beautiful, sweet, yummy, rich, like buttery coconut. It's really gorgeous. So this one actually, I've had a couple of these before and the longevity or the performance on them was not great. This one is actually not bad at all. I could definitely get a good 4 hours out of this one before I would feel like I would need to reapply. And yeah, which I think is great for an inexpensive fragrance. These are popping up in TJ Maxx and Marshalls a ton, and I've seen everybody else picking them up, but I haven't gotten to a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls in so long, but I really want to because I really want to see if mine have any of these, but my luck, mine won't because mine aren't very good. But anyways, that one is called Chai Eclair. It's such a beauty. Okay, next I wore one of the fragrances from my project Pan. So this is Elizabeth Arden Green Tea Cherry Blossom, and I did layer it over the Al Rahab Cherry Flower Oil. The Al Rahab Cherry Flower Oil doesn't have the tea note in it, and it's much, much sweeter than the Green Tea Elizabeth Arden. But this is a beautiful combination. The Elizabeth Arden Green Tea Cherry Blossom, it smells almost identical to the original green tea, but it does have that kind of light cherry blossom note in the background. It does fade pretty quickly, so this is a great combination because this kind of keeps that cherry blossom aroma hanging around. Because in the deep dry down of this one, a lot of the sweetness starts to, I don't want to say it goes away, it doesn't completely go away, but it really mellows out, the sweetness does. And so you're just left with this really beautiful, kind of fresh cherry blossom scent, but it's not, I don't know, it's hard to explain because it's not like this one gets compared to Japanese cherry blossom from Bath & Body Works a lot. And I do think that it kind of smells like that, but it's mostly, I would say it's a little too sweet to smell exactly like it. I don't know, it's just really beautiful. It's a very sweet, kind of dense cherry blossom fragrance, and then layered under the green tea cherry blossom. It's just a really beautiful combination. So anyways, I plan on wearing that a lot to try to get to my goal, which is halfway through this bottle by the end of this year. So anyways, that is Elizabeth Arden Green Tea Cherry Blossom layered over the Al Rahab Cherry Flower Oil. Such a beautiful combination. Okay, next I wore another bottle that was sent to me by the same person. This is such a beautiful fragrance. I had a pen spray of it, or I have a pen spray of it, but I was so happy to have a full bottle of this in my collection. This is Kenzo Flower Amour. I wore this on one of the cooler days last week. We're still having, well, I think we're officially into warmer weather at this point, but last week we were still having some cool days that it wasn't getting above like, I don't know, the mid 50s if I remember correctly, or maybe the low 60s. But anyways, I wore it on one of those days because this is such a cozy fragrance for me. This has like a rice, I think it's like a rice note. Okay, yeah, sorry, it's actually just Kenzo Amour, it's not flower. but I needed to look up if it's got like a plain rice note in it, if it's some other kind of rice, and it is just plain rice. But yes, it's beautiful. This one's super cozy because it's got heliotrope in it as well as vanilla in the base, and so it's this really beautiful kind of creamy, it's got a tea note in it as well. So it's kind of like a creamy tea with heliotrope and vanilla. It's also got Frangipani in it, which, yeah, you definitely get the Frangipani, but it's muted. It's not like, I don't know, it's not overly prominent, but it's just beautiful, cozy, kind of creamy, slightly powdery fragrance, and I love it. And this bottle is just to die for. So anyways, that is Kenzo Amour. Okay, next I wore one of my oils. Again, I will have a haul video going up for all of these oils so you guys can see me go through them and sniff them and all of those good things. It's gonna be another like really long one like the Al Rahab oil. But anyways, I picked up a whole bunch of oils from this oil company called Sweet Essentials. I love this oil company. They use very clean organic oils. I picked up this one here. This is the Jessica Simpson Fancy Clone, or type, I should say. And it smells, so you'll see in the haul video, I couldn't really tell. I had been smelling so many oils at that point, I couldn't really tell if this was a good clone or not. This is a spot on exact dupe. It's actually even better than the original Fancy because it's got like a softness to it. So it's not quite as abrasive smelling as Fancy can be when you first spray it, because I think because of that initial alcohol blast and the way that it kind of works with the notes, it can be kind of abrasive smelling when you first spray it. With this, you don't get that at all because you don't have that alcohol to contend with. So you're just getting all of the notes straight away. And this one is very, very linear. It smells exactly the same when you first put it on as it does when it dries down. It's beautiful. It's like a spot on clone for it, which I'm so happy because the actual Fancy perfume really disappoints me because it just doesn't last very long on me. I usually wear it to bed for that reason. So yeah, I layered the perfume over the oil. The perfume wore off after probably about 20 minutes because that's just how it does, or that's just how it is on me. But the perfume oil hung around for, I would say I got a good 4 to 6 hours out of the perfume oil, and then I could still smell it on my clothing when I woke up this morning. So yeah, the perfume oil hung around forever, and it lasts forever when it gets on your clothing. This was such a good buy. I'm so excited because I feel like I don't have to repurchase Fancy ever again. So anyways, that is Fancy from Jessica Simpson. That was a great combination. Yeah, and I'm just so excited to have that oil so that I can be done with the perfume because it just doesn't perform on me at all. Okay, next I wore Pansy from Lush. Oh, I love this perfume. It smells like Lush. A lot of the Lush perfumes smell very similar to me. It's like they all have that same kind of DNA. This one is beautiful. It's very slightly sweet. It's citrusy in the top, but it's got some resins in the base. But it's still kind of clean smelling, and it still smells like a Lush fragrance. It's really, really beautiful. I really love this fragrance. I will say though that this wore off because I put this on earlier in the day, and then when this wore off, that's when I put the Fancy on. So yeah, I think I got maybe 4 hours out of this before it was gone. Like I couldn't really smell it anymore. I could smell it on my clothing a little bit, but as far as on my skin, it was just gone, which is usually not the experience I have with Lush perfumes. Usually Lush perfumes are beasts and they last forever. But yeah, this one, I got maybe 4 hours out of it, which is completely fine. I enjoyed every bit of the time that I was wearing it, and I do love this fragrance. So anyways, that is Pansy from Lush. Next, I wore this one here. I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess from Kilian. This is a beautiful fragrance. This has got marshmallow, it's sweet, it's yummy, it's a gourmand. I love this fragrance, but it's super expensive, and it's like I want a full bottle of it, but it's like definitely my kind of fragrance. I love it. But yeah, everybody keeps telling me that the Oil Perfumery clone for this is a spot on dupe for it. So I think I'm gonna order the Oil Perfumery, but I think it's sold out. And I think it was sold out when I did my Oil Perfumery order, which is why I didn't pick it up then. I hope they let you go on a list so that it'll notify you when it comes back into stock, because I really, really want to pick it up, because then I won't feel like I will ever need the perfume again, because this is quite expensive. I've had mixed experiences with this perfume too. Sometimes it is like a beast on me and it will last for hours and hours, and then other times it just doesn't last very well at all. And the day I wore it this time, it just didn't last for very long at all. So it's very strange. I don't know if it's the weather, or I think it's the weather, because when I wore this, it was a little bit warmer out. And I think typically I will wear this one in the cooler weather. And I think in the cooler weather, it performs better for me. But yeah, so many people say that the Oil Perfumery oil is like so good. So yeah, I will be picking that one up ASAP, and then I will probably I'll probably add this into my project pan, as well as the Jessica Simpson Fancy. I think I'm going to put these both, they're tiny. So yeah, I think I'm going to add both of these to my project pan to get through these by the end of the year. So yeah, anyways, that is I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess from Kilian. I absolutely love this fragrance. Okay, next I've got a bunch of oils. So I've got 4 more oils from Sweet Essentials that I wore. I got some really, really good ones in that order. So the first one I picked up is this one called Almond Coconut. It's a clone of the Laura Mercier Almond Coconut fragrance. And yeah, so this is really, really nice. I don't get a ton of almond, but I get this, it's like a grown-up coconut fragrance. It's not, I don't know, it's very kind of simple smelling, but it's not like an overly sweet coconut. It's more of kind of a milky, very, very slightly sweet with just a hint of almond, and it doesn't last very long. This one doesn't perform great. I don't know, there's something that I really like about this one. It kind of gives me suntan oil vibes, but an unsweet suntan oil. And I don't know, there's just something that I really enjoy about this. There's nothing fancy, there's nothing groundbreaking about it at all. It's just kind of a very simple, clean, unsweet coconut oil. But I enjoy it. It will be wonderful for layering. This is the kind of coconut that you could literally layer with anything. Like if you wanted to add coconut to something, this would be the way to do it, because it's not sweet, it doesn't have a lot going on in it. It's just a very simple, kind of creamy, unsweet coconut. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the simplicity of it, and it's just a good one. So anyways, that is Almond Coconut, a clone for the Laura Mercier Almond Coconut from Sweet Essentials. I'm so happy with my entire Sweet Essentials oil was really, really amazing. I think there were only 2 in there that I wasn't in love with, and I blind bought everything, so. Okay, the next one that I wore is this one here called Madagascar Vanilla. So this one, when I first smelled it, I was thinking that it could be a clone or a dupe for the Nest Madagascar Vanilla, and definitely not. The Nest Madagascar Vanilla has a coconut note in it, so it's kind of like a coconutty vanilla, and it's a lot sweeter than this one is. This is a really, really beautiful though, kind of pretty sweet. Yeah, pretty sweet, kind of simple vanilla fragrance, but I love it. There's something, it's not like a run-of-the-mill vanilla. It's, I don't know, there's something so beautiful about it. Sweet and, again, kind of simple, but Not like any other vanilla fragrance that I've got in my collection. I'm super, super digging this one, and I think it would be gorgeous layered with this almond coconut one. I think this would be a great combination. But yeah, I love having different vanilla oils in my collection because I love layering vanilla with anything. And this one is really beautiful. But again, like the Laura Mercier type one, it does not last for very long. I think I got maybe an hour out of this, even on clothing, and it was kind of gone. I wore it on its own though. I didn't layer it with anything, so, but I have a feeling it wouldn't last very long. I love the way it smells so much though that if I just had to keep reapplying it, I would be completely fine with it, because these oils are only $6.99. So if I went through the whole thing, I wouldn't feel bad if I needed to repurchase it. But there's something really beautiful and fresh about this as well, but it's sweet. I just love it. It's really good. So anyways, that is Madagascar Vanilla from Sweet Essentials. Ooh. Okay, this next one is one of the fails. This one's going straight to my mom because yeah, this one didn't work for me at all. So I've really, really been curious about Armani Diamonds, the perfume. I come across these bottles of it on Mercari all of the time. And I've never pulled the trigger because usually I have a really good gut instinct. And if something is kind of keeping me from pulling the trigger on something that I know, then I pretty much know that it's something I'm not gonna enjoy. But even though I know that, it's like the curiosity doesn't stop. I still need to get my nose on it. So anyways, I picked up the clone of Armani Diamonds, and so I have this Method antibacterial cleaning spray. It comes in a green bottle, and it is the worst smelling cleaner that I've literally ever smelled. There's something about it that is so unpleasant for me. It literally it engages my gag reflex when I smell it. This doesn't smell like that, but it's got something in it that reminds me of that Method spray. And because of that, I can't. It's like everything about the rest of the perfume smells really, really pretty. It's kind of like a fresh, clean, it's kind of like a clean floral. It's sparkling. It smells effervescent. It's really pretty and it warms on the skin really beautifully, but it's got that darned whatever's in it that reminds me of that Method spray, which completely ruins it for me, but it's gonna smell amazing on my mom. So yeah, this one's definitely going to her right away. Okay, and then the last oil that I wore is this one here called Cinnamon Churros. So this, oh my gosh, it smells exactly like the name. It smells like cinnamon donuts. Like fried little delicious bites of cinnamon and sugar. Oh, it smells amazing. This one lasted a pretty good long time on me too. I think I got about 3 to 4 hours out of this one before I would have needed to reapply. This is like a true fun gourmand. It's really, really sweet and yummy and edible and smells like something you want to eat. It smells like cinnamon donuts. It's very sweet and just super yummy, super edible and yummy. So, which these are some of my favorite kinds of fragrances. I love to smell edible. I think this would be amazing layered with like some kind of gourmand, yummy, like vanilla or any kind of like a gourmand lotion. I've got some kind of a pumpkin gourmand lotion from Bath & Body Works that I think this would be incredible with. But anyways, that one is called Cinnamon Churros, such a good one. Okay, and then last but not least is this one here. I wore Ralph Lauren Blue. So this is spring in a bottle to me. This is basically sweet flowers. It's just beautiful, light, sweet, white florals. It's got a bunch of different notes in it, but yeah, I just get light, crisp, slightly sweet, white florals, honeysuckle, citruses, and it's just beautiful. My husband loves this fragrance on me too. Anytime he tells me I smell good, I know it's a winner, and he told me I smelled good when I wore this. He loves this fragrance, and so do I. This is spring in a bottle for me. I love this. This is one of those fragrances that just brings me joy. I know that like we're heading into warmer days and long light days where it's gonna stay light until 8 and 9 o'clock at night, which I just love. It's so good for my mental state to be able to get outside and get more sunshine. But yeah, this fragrance is just, it's so good. Somebody has said, I've been told a few times that this has been discontinued. It might have been, but they're still carrying it at Ulta. So definitely check out Ulta if you really want a bottle of this, but you can't find it. I have heard that it's been reformulated. Let me just look this up really fast. Okay, so my batch code says that it is from 2018. So yeah, over 3 years old, but I'm guessing that's a reformulated bottle. I'm not totally sure when this was reformulated, but I would imagine before 2018, which I'm actually happy. I'm not happy that I have a reformulated bottle, but I'm happy to know that this is one that works on me and actually lasts a good long time on me. I can get 6-8 hours out of this easily. This used to be one that I could wear to work and I could still smell it on myself, even by the end of my 10-hour workday. So yeah, even the reformulated version is great on me. A lot of people say though that it's terrible. The reformulated version doesn't last on them at all, that it really doesn't perform well. So I guess it just depends on your skin. But yeah, I do love this fragrance so much. So anyways, that is Ralph Lauren Blue. And again, if you're looking for this, I will link it down below. You can pick it up from Ulta still. So anyways, guys, those are all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.